So welcome to the 11th of May 2023. My name is Jimmy Bradbury. I help people create online businesses around their passion, their skill set, their hobby, whatever it is they're interested in. They want to help other people with that knowledge and experience and get paid for it. So I was doing a podcast interview with a station on the west coast of America earlier on today. It's evening time here in Australia. So obviously morning times relate to afternoon, late afternoon, early evening, depending on where you are in the US. So I was giving this podcast interview and it was a question I get asked a lot. So I thought I'd just share with you my answer. The question was, what do I do? And then how do I help people create online businesses? If you want to start today to build an online business around sharing your knowledge and experience, your wisdom, your knowledge, whatever it is you feel you've got a passion in, what are the steps that you would take to get going? So I shared with him, as I'll share with you today, 4 steps that if you want to really get in the game and build an online business and start now, these are the 4 things you need to do. Number 1, you need to clarify and be really clear about what your topic of expertise is. Now, when this word expertise comes up, I know conjures up, I've got to have years and years of experience. I've got to have all these qualifications. I've got to go on through university. I've got to have all these degrees and I've got to prove that I've got all this experience. The reality of it is you don't. You just have to have a little bit more experience than the people that you'll help. So I'll give you an example. I have been, for the last 2 years, been really going deep on LinkedIn. I love it as my social media platform. For me, my audience is mainly there and I really enjoy it. But I've only been doing it now for the last 2 years. So it's not as though I've had to have years and years of experience on it. I've had 2 years of experience. Yes, I've done a lot of work actually knowing how the platform works, knowing how you optimize your profile, knowing how you create your profile, knowing how it is you put good content out there. So my point is, number 1 is be really clear about whatever your topic of expertise is. So let's take, for example, I've given you, one of the things I focus on, which is helping people on LinkedIn. But my big area is helping people create online businesses. But let's say, for instance, you're a piano teacher. You like to teach people how to play the piano and you want to put that all online. My advice is be really clear about what it is you want to teach when it comes to piano. Be really niche down on it because it's like many topics, it's a very wide spectrum. So for example, if I was a student, and I was 2 years ago because I started learning the piano again, I would go to you and I would say to you as a piano teacher, what I would love to do with you after your course is to be able to play all of the top 6 songs of John Lennon on the piano. I'd love to be able to play all those chords. So that's my problem. That's my requirement of you. If you're a piano teacher, you'd want to go away and put together the ideas of what it is you would put together in a course that would be able to help me. Now, for a lot of people, people think that's being very specific. And that's true, it is. And that's what you need, particularly when you're online today, when there's 4.9 billion people online. You need to be really specific. So rather than saying, I teach piano, you need to be very specific about what that is. So be really clear about what your topic area is. Number 2, be clear about who your audience is. So when you niche down with the example I gave you, you'll know I'm not the only person out there who wants to play John Lennon songs. Truly, like if you go now and Google it, I would imagine there's lots and lots of people out there who are just teaching that particular area of the piano. And it'll tie in with the last point I'm going to make. But that's really what you need to do. You need to be really clear about what your topic is, and you need to be clear about what your audience is, and really get it niche down. Number 3, be really clear about what your problems are. What is your audience's problems? So in my case, I've just started to learn the piano. My problems are that I'm not really good at understanding how it is I do certain chords that tie in with John Lennon songs. So be really clear about what your audience's problems and build your course and program around those problems. Number 4 is create the solution. So that's it. Create a solution, create a course, a program that's going to be able to help your audience get from A to B. And be really able to articulate that in a very clear step-by-step way. Step by step. And it has to get people a quick win. You don't want to create your first course and it's this big, voluminous online course that people just feel unwieldy and take a long time to get through it. They'll just give up. So help people with a quick win, help them get from A to B and do it really as quickly as possible, but do it in a step-by-step way so that they don't get lost in the journey. Those are the 4 ways that if you're starting to build an online business, sharing your knowledge and experience, those are the 4 things I would suggest you do. Number 1, clearly identify what your topic of expertise is, number 1. Number 2, be able to be very clear about who your audience is and your ideal customer, number 2. Number 3 is find out what their problems are, where their pain points are, and also where their desires are. Where is it they do want to go to in the future? And number 4, then be able to create a solution, an offer, and be able to really articulate a process that helps them get from A to B and helps them get a quick win. Now, I know a question people always ask me is, but there's lots of people doing this out there. Yes, there are lots of people doing it out there, but you're unique. Whether it's teaching people how to play the piano, or it's teaching people how to use LinkedIn, or it's teaching people how to play the guitar, whatever it might be, you've got 2 things that nobody else has got. Number 1, you've got perspective on how to teach that topic that nobody else has got. Your perspective is unique. And number 2, you've got experience, specific experience that nobody else has got. Those 2 things make you unique, even though there's lots of other people doing perhaps the same thing in terms of the topic that you want to teach on. And you've got to lean into those and leverage off of those 2 things. And those are the 2 things that will make you stand out. Hopefully that's been helpful for you today on this Thursday, the 11th of May, 2023. I hope you're well. Don't forget, if you need to know more about me, my website is jimmybradbury.com, Jimmi, bradbury.com. Lots of testimonials, lots of free content up there, lots about my courses and programs, and lots of opportunities to get in contact with me. I hope you're well wherever you are on this Thursday, and I look forward to talking to you again tomorrow. Bye.